Originally spelt Tunbridge with a U and still so pronounced, town life centred round the castle until it was largely demolished by the parliamentarians during the Civil War. Development was stimulated when the Medway became navigable up to the town in 1741, and further when the railway arrived in 1842. The surviving gateway of the castle is impressive and can be visited. The Visitor Information Centre is adjacent. Tunbridge has connections to various members of Jane Austen's family, including her father, who was a master at Tonbridge School.
Hello again, and welcome back to Kent. I'm in Tunbridge, outside Tonbridge Castle today, with Luke from the Real Travelling Amigos, and we are finally getting round to completing this book. It's 3 River Valley Walks in West Kent. We've done the Darrant Valley Path, the Eden Valley Walk, and this one, the final one of the trio, is the big one, is the Medway Valley Walk. So it's 28 or so miles, let's call it 30 miles, and it starts from here, of course, by the River Medway, which is just below us at Tunbridge Castle, and we follow the course of the river all the way to Rochester and Rochester Castle, where the river sort of, heads out to the estuary there. So it's going to be 3 days, 2 nights of wild camping. We've each got our OEX Phoxx 1 version 2 tents, nice lightweight, stealthy, low profile sort of shelters. I think there's some rain forecast for tomorrow now. So apart from that, it's sunny, a little bit breezy. It's always breezy as soon as I start filming for some reason. Especially by a river. Especially by the river, yeah. But apart from that, the sun's out, it's rather nice, it's not too hot. So we've got everything we need on our backs. We've just stopped off in Tunbridge Go Outdoors because it was closing down. They had a big closing down sale, so we bought a couple of little bits and pieces that were, severely reduced, which was good. We've got, as I say, 2 to 3 days worth of food with us. We'll, stop along the way if there's pubs and stuff like that. So I've not got loads of ciders, I've just got one for tonight, and that's it, because we're trying to sort of stay lightweight, of course. So there's lots to see along the route. We're going to be passing through Maidstone, which is the county town of Kent, I believe. So lots to see, some castles to see along the way, should be good. Looking forward to it. It's great to finally be completing this book. It's been a long time coming.
It has.
So, enough talking, let's get walking. So walking along this part of the River Medway, we're going to be seeing a lot of remnants from World War II and a lot of defensive structures, most notably World War II concrete pillboxes. I think there's a spigot mortar as well, remains of that, just lining the river. Of course, this river during the war would have been seen as a navigation aid to, the invading Nazis. They could have got boats up it, of course, but I think most likely they probably would have landed on the beaches, and then tanks and foot soldiers would have then followed the rivers to major towns and tried to, take over the towns and cities. So of course we had to defend the rivers. So we're going to be seeing lots of that stuff. Very cool. We've just passed a pillbox just now. We do like a bit of history on these walks.
This is the site of the Heart Lake Bridge disaster. In October 1853, 30 hop pickers were drowned when a wagon returning them to their camp across the bridge crashed through the wooden side into the swollen river. The coroner found that the cause of the accident was failure by the Medway Navigation Company to maintain the bridge and roadway adequately, but the company refused to contribute to the cost of burying the victims in Hadlow Churchyard, where a monument has been erected. Hadlow Tower or Folly was originally part of a neo-Gothic castle completed in 1838 by Walter Barton May. Some say its purpose was to remind May's estranged wife of him wherever she went. Some say it was to enable him to spy on her, and some say it was intended to give sight of the sea, but the challenge of raising it high enough proved too great. The rest of the castle was demolished in 1951, leaving the 150-foot high tower in splendid isolation. It fell into decay, but early this century it was superbly restored at huge expense, partly funded by Historic England and the Heritage Lottery Fund. For a while, the tower was let as very upmarket holiday accommodation and, as a condition of the funding arrangements, opened occasionally to the public.
We've got to the lock, East Lock it's called, and it's near Golden Green, where I did that River Medway walk for Macmillan Cancer last year. So we've probably done 3 to 4 miles, not that much.
We started late though.
We did start late. We started at like 1:15 at Tunbridge. You should have started earlier, but hey ho. So we're just going to have a quick snack. I'm going to charge the phone up because I'm filming on that and it's rinsing the battery. Got some snacks and stuff, have a drink, and then we'll press on. So yeah, I've seen all of this bit of the river, so from now on it's going to be uncharted territory, which is quite fun. Very windy at the moment along the river, but that's alright because I've got some barbecue peanuts. There's a poignant little homemade gravestone here. Andrew Fernando died here July 2012, Falklands veteran.
With an anchor on top. This must have been in the Navy, maybe.
Yeah, in the Navy, yeah, and there's a can of John Smith's as well. That's nice. Makes you think though, what happened though if he died here? It's yeah, that would be an interesting story, a sad one no doubt.
The village of Yalding is half a mile or so from the route of the walk, but is worth visiting by detour or separately if time permits. There are some fine old buildings and an exceptionally long medieval bridge over the Buell, from which you can look down in early summer onto water meadows carpeted with an excellent display of wild flowers. The parish was once the largest hop growing parish in Kent.
It's coming up to 6:30 and we've arrived at Yalding, which is brilliant. Absolutely shattered, like, I feel a little bit rough, I'm not going to lie. The boathouse pub is by the river, just sort of over that way, and we've arrived also at Teapot Island. Is it actually an island?
Yeah.
So it's actually an island, and apparently, according to Luke, it has some sort of world record for the most amount, like the biggest teapot collection in the world. I think you can make your own teapots there if you want. You can buy all the different teapots. Oh yeah, I see them. Yeah, you can have a cup of tea there, of course. Looks really nice there though. Could be worth a return trip one day
For a cup of tea.
for a cup of tea. So it's just gone 7 o'clock and we are leaving the boathouse. We stopped there briefly for a pint of Coke each and a bag of crisps. Much needed. I dropped a couple of ibuprofen because I'm in absolute bits. Good news is though, we've got a load of water, we're topped up. So I've got just over 2.5 litres now, which is good. I can feel it on my back. We're not that far from where we're hoping to try and camp. We've looked at it on Google Maps, the OS Explorer map, everywhere, and it looks doable. So we're going to give it a go. Temperature's dropped. It's definitely got a lot colder, and wind's picked up a little bit. We've just got to walk alongside this road a little bit, which I think runs to Wateringbury, and I know past that up to like Teason and East Farley there's literally nowhere really you could camp. It's all private moorings and stuff like that. Not ideal. Hey ho, enough talking and let's get walking. It's about 7:30 now, and we have come off of the Medway Valley Walk, which is through the trees over there, across like a little old field. The river's there. There's actually a pillbox here, just inside this narrow belt of trees, which actually is like an old ditch. It's quite damp and moist down that end. We found this tiny little spot here that we're going to clear, and we can squeeze the 2 Phoxx 1 tents on. The worst thing though is literally other side of this little field here, where my finger is running along. That is a train line, and we've heard a couple of trains going past. Nothing too frequent, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, they'll become less frequent overnight, but no doubt we're going to get woken up by the first one in the morning. But we're pretty much out of view from people walking and stuff. Yeah, we just have to make the best with this. It's a bit, I won't say boggy. I reckon if there was heavy rain,
It's well fertilised.
It's well fertilised, yeah. I reckon if there was like heavy prolonged rain here, it probably would get quite saturated, and I wouldn't say it'd flood, but I reckon it'd get pretty saturated. So yeah. Oh, incidentally, yeah, £1 OEX hat.
Boom.
From Luke.
Really?
Yeah, early birthday present.
Who does this remind you of? Enough talking, let's get walking.
Well, you absolute. I'm going to bleep that out. Yeah, we've actually got matching hats. But I got it for him for £1 in the closing down sale at Tunbridge Go Outdoors.
Thank you, mate.
Early birthday present, yeah. Both got the OEX Phoxx 1 V2s, nice little lightweight, compact, stealthy tents. And in fact, once you sat down there or laying down, we're actually out of sight on all sides. We're pretty secluded. So this spot went from like a 4 out of 10 to like a 6 out of 10. But that train line definitely loses it 2 points. The ground's a bit boggy and bumpy, not particularly level. That loses it a point. There's not really much of a view to see. It's not very scenic, I guess, so that loses it a point. Yeah, about a 6, but it is what it is. It's the best spot out of a load of bad ones, really. We're like doing some long distance walking, you just find wherever you can. It is what it is. Yeah, that is the setup we're rocking. We can sit and commune in here, or we can lay in our respective tents with the doors open and stare into each other's eyes until we fall asleep. Aww. That's really good. That's literally like an Admiral's pie that you'd buy in the shop. These are Expedition foods. They're actually freeze dried, they're not dehydrated. Really, really good. It's a company that's been running since 1995. Want to try a bit? Again?
Yeah, go on. Do you want a bit of this?
Go on then. Luke has got, I'll just quickly show you. He's cleverly cut the top off because he's lost his long titanium spalk.
It's actually got little lugs on the side to be able to do it.
Oh, has it? Oh, of course it has, yeah. So Luke has got a 4-class from Decathlon, spaghetti bolognese, and you get a really generous sized portion in that. They're really good.
Yeah, very
warm.
I can't see.
Sorry. Oh, I've got some on my face, who cares? Alright. that.
Yes, that is good.
There we go, spag bolt. Mmm.
It doesn't go well with spaghetti bolognese, but
Oh.
that's
Yeah,
fair enough.
pasta in that just rehydrates so well. For our alcoholic beverage for tonight, well, for this whole walk really, I can only carry the one, so I think it's a new one from Thatcher's. It's a blood orange cider, 4%, sweet and juicy it says. Cider with natural flavouring. At Thatcher's we're proud to craft great tasting ciders, and our family has been doing so for over 100 years. Thatcher's Blood Orange is a vibrant, mouth-watering, juicy cider crafted with the sweetest dessert apples and bursting with blood orange flavour. It sounds promising. Let's find the penknife, which I only use to open bottles with. There it is. I've literally had this years. It's probably the first wild camping bit of kit I ever bought, I think. You don't need no big knives wild camping there. Bottle opener. Cheers everyone, and cheers Luke to a fantastic weekend. 3-day walk.
Yeah, man.
It smells good. Oh, that's nice. That actually tastes a bit like Iron Brew, which I'm obsessed with at the moment. I can't stop drinking Iron Brew, it's quite bad. Try a little bit, I've had a sip already, but... Yeah, alright.
Smells well for it. What flavour is it? Orange?
Blood orange. That's the best Thatcher cider I've ever had.
I like the Thatcher's Haze.
That's very good as well. That's probably my second favourite, but this
is really nice.
That is good, isn't it?
One of the best ciders I've had in a long time.
Wow. And it's got like an embossed, you know, sort of you can feel the writing. Is it embossed? Or is it matte?
Pebbled?
Pebbled off. Knows anyway. That is really good. That's
an easy drinker as well.
I reckon that'd work in winter, summer. It's cold as well, so
Winter, spring, summer, or fall.
I'm going to give that, I'm going to be bold, and I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Completely agree.
Really good. I'm going to get some more of those. That's fantastic, honestly. I highly recommend that cider. That's going to go really well with this fish pie. And I've got a toast and jam Yorkshire tea. Luke kindly got me a box of them for Christmas, and if I have a normal cup of tea, like not a herbal tea, that's my favourite tea. Oh, lovely. Oh, it's like gas tennis. Oh, that stinks. That's vibrant smelling. When you get eating, yeah, and then I'll show you dessert in a bit. It's about 10:30 now. Luke has got into his tent. He says he's warm and comfy. Lovely. We're going to see what this hot apple and custard dessert with creamy custard from Food on the Move is like. Try it. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, go on in, I will try it.
Oh, the custard is so good. Oh, one more bit. Oh, that's so warm. That's lovely. Try a bit of that.
Oh, it reminds me of a school dinner.
It's decent, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get a lot in these little pouches, but another bit. Yeah, I knew he'd say that. Right, hang on. Oh.
I'm glad I said yes now.
Oh, get a bit more than that. That's it. Oh, I just got some apple.
Thinking about it, custard is a good camping meal because it's dehydrated, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pack it.
Definitely more custard needed on camps. I've got another toast and jam tea. We're still finishing this cider off. Look, I mean that
we've not made much of a dent in that. I'm going to see that off before I go to sleep. So the plan tomorrow is to get to a spot on the river, an isolated sort of spot. It looks fairly isolated anyway, sort of near Snodland, the other side of Maidstone. So tomorrow the big challenge tomorrow is getting to and through Maidstone, the county town of Kent. And the river flows right through the middle of it. There's going to be lots to see, lots to do, lots of mileage. It's going to be sort of our big day of mileage tomorrow. So yeah, we should get a good night's sleep and wake up feeling a lot more refreshed for a full day of walking. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there, crawl into the tent in a minute, and yeah, and probably sleep like a log. So enough yawning, and I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Night, Luke.
Night.